All right, how you doing, YouTube? Silver Joker here. Based on some of the comments I've got in my recent videos, I figured I'd go ahead and talk a little bit about things to try to avoid as a new stacker. Talk about some of the mistakes I've made and some of the common mistakes we make when we first start stacking. So if you guys are new stackers and you're interested, stick around. All right, before we get to those roadblocks, I just want to show you guys my latest pickup. Now, this is the 2-ounce Queen's Beast. I'm collecting these. This will be number 8 right here. It's the White Lion of Mortimer. I mean, the Royal Mint is just doing a fantastic job. I think this is probably one of the most successful runs of collection that they've had in a long time. Now, that what you see there is on the airtight. It's not actually on the coin. But I always buy 2 of these, one for the set and one just an extra one in case I need to use it for whatever. But anyway, I always buy 2 of those. So if you're doing that, I suggest if you can, go ahead and buy 2 of those. That way you can complete the set, and if you have to, you can sell one without breaking up your set. Okay, so this is the White Lion, like I said, but this is really similar to the Lion of England. This coin right here, Lion of England. Now they look very similar. They're different. They look very similar, and I'll show you the other one here in just a second. But they're like I guess almost like a mirror image of each other. The shield on the Mortimer one is just a little bit smaller, but both of them are stunningly beautiful. I like the series that they're doing. The dragons are just beautiful. They do have the 10-ounce Falcon that you can pre-order either at AppMax or Provident. I think all of the major online bullion dealers have them on pre-order, and I'm collecting those 2, and that'll be number 6 for that series there. But they have a variety of these. They have them in gold. I think it's 1-ounce gold. They have the proof set in the 2-ounce. They have the proof set in the 5-ounce. I think they have a proof set in the 10-ounce as well, and those have a very high premium. Won't be collecting those. I think I'll stick with just the 2-ounce and the 10-ounce, and I'll go ahead and complete these, and those will probably be the last coin series that I do. So without further ado, let's get on with those things to try to avoid as a new stacker. All right, so the first thing I would say to try to avoid as a new stacker is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now, it sounds pretty basic, but if you're like me, in the beginning I was watching videos like this here. This is Silver Slacker, and this guy has a very successful YouTube channel. He stacks a lot of silver. He shows his full stack videos in the past, and I watched those, and man, I went out and I just bought silver like crazy. I mean, I wanted to buy silver every single bar that he showed on his channel, every single round that he showed. I just wanted to have it, had to have it. So I tried to order, and I really did. And I'm a little embarrassed to say now, but I really got into some financial difficulties. I didn't have to sell my silver, thank God, but I really had to stop that. I mean, it really could have went in another direction. You really got to stack at your own pace. I mean, you got to stack at your level of stacking. Now, if you're rich, then stack away. But if you're on a budget, like most of us are, you have to really stack at your own pace. You got to stack at a rate that your budget can allow, so you don't spend money for silver that you need for other things, because that's just going to hurt you in the future. So anyway, I'd say that's one thing to try to avoid, keeping up with the Joneses, especially if you watch a lot of YouTube silver stacking videos like I do. All right, another thing I'd say to try to avoid is to don't get caught up in the shiny packages, is what I like to call them. The real shiny packages, they're just your basic generic silver, but because it's in a really nice fancy display case or display box or really fancy decorated folder, that you charge a premium for it. And the idea behind that is just in the future, the price is just going to go up and up and up, and that's not always the case. Now, if you're strictly buying just to invest your money, then I would say avoid these types of silver buying. Now, buy them if you like them. I mean, your stack is going to be what you want your stack to be, but don't get caught up in thinking that because it's in a real fancy display case, or it's really nicely displayed, or there's a really nice image stamped on it that it's going to be worth more than what basic spot price is. All of this stuff here, even the stuff that you're looking at now, is just your basic generic silver. Now, if you can get a premium for it when you go to sell it, great. But for the most part, when you go to sell your silver, if it's not a coin or something that carries a really high premium, like your numismatic or semi-numismatic coins, it's going to be worth basic spot price, and that's what you're going to get. So just because it's in a really nice fancy package does not mean that it's going to be worth any more than spot price. So weigh that against whatever the display that they're trying to sell you. Weigh that against what the silver actually is. If it's 3 nines fine silver and it's just generic, then just count it as just generic silver. Don't count it as premium because it's in a really nice display. I bought a lot of stuff that way, so I would say if you can, try to avoid that. Right now, the next thing to avoid is spot price, man. I mean, silver stacking and spot price. I've known stackers who have started stacking silver and had the best intentions in heart to go all the way to stack silver. I mean, make it a part of their saving strategy, and they just spot price got them out of it. You got to look at it like this: if you're stacking silver, it's to stack and flip, then the advice I'm giving is probably not for you. Spot price is going to be a little bit more important to you if you're going to stack and flip. But as a long-term stacker like me, stacking for the future, spot price, I use spot price just basically to kind of give me an idea where I need to adjust my budget, how I need to adjust my budget. Because spot price is going to go up and down, and it's usually pennies. We've had some pretty big jumps here lately, but for the most part, it's been just pennies, just movements in pennies. And really, that's not worth stressing yourself out over. If you're stacking for the future like I am, if you're stacking and holding like I am, then just don't let spot price do anything for you except tell you where spot price is today, because it will absolutely change tomorrow and will change the day after that. So don't stress yourself out over spot price. Spot price is not one of those things that will give you a good indication of what your silver stack is worth, because what it tells you today will absolutely change tomorrow and in the future. So really, I mean, my advice to you, if you can, avoid being so bent on watching spot price, because it'll drive you nuts. Lastly, and the most important thing as far as I'm concerned, is make a budget. Avoid buying silver without adding it into your budget. I mean, budget for silver. And if you can only buy a couple ounces this week, maybe a few more ounces next week, then do that. Budget for it, but you have to be honest about what you can realistically spend for silver. But seeing it as spending is really not the proper way to look at it. It's not spent. The money that you are putting into silver is not a loss. Now, you'll have to put it in your budget as an expense, but it really is not an expense. It's savings. Your money is going into savings. Now, you're going to spend it. In other words, you're going to change it from the dollars in your budget, the money that you have at hand, you're going to change that into buying silver. So it's going to go out like an expense. But really, the money is just moving from dollars into precious metals in the form, in this case, silver. So the money is still there. It's just in the form of silver, something tangible that you can hold in your hands, put in your safe, something that's going to be protected against cyber, somebody hacking into your bank account or stealing your credit card numbers and looting your savings. Silver is something tangible that you can hold on to and protect personally. So you have to make a budget, and the most important thing about making a budget to me is so you don't overextend. You don't buy silver and then have to turn around and sell it as a lost sell it at a loss because you had an emergency come up that you didn't budget for, that you overextended yourself, and the money that you would normally have had for that emergency now is in the form of silver, and you have to go into your silver, sell it at a loss to cover that emergency. So be gut level honest with yourself and make a budget. To me, that's the most important thing to try to avoid if you're a new stacker, is buying silver without budgeting for it. But look, if you could avoid all the drama and all the stuff that goes on that's around silver and silver stacking, and all the drama about silver going up, silver going down. It's going to be $100 an ounce. It's going to be $5 an ounce. You can avoid all that and just stack your way. Make a budget and stick to it and stack your way. It's just so rewarding. Stacking silver is just so rewarding, so much fun. To me, there's just so much passion that goes into stacking silver and looking at the silver accumulate. And all this started from just, deciding that I'm going to stack silver, deciding that this is what I wanted to do and sticking to it. You're going to make mistakes, sure you are, but don't let anything deter you from saving your money this way. This is a safe, very effective way to stave off future inflation, a very rewarding way and a tangible way to look at what you've done, what you've saved, and it just gives you so much peace of mind. To me, it's just, there's nothing better as far as I'm concerned, as far as investing goes, than silver. Now, everybody, I'm sure I'll have lots of people disagree with me on that, but as far as I'm concerned, there is no better way to save my money than in precious metals, that being silver. Do I have other investments? Sure I do. Do I have money that I save in the bank? Sure I do. But to me, silver is going to be what gives me peace of mind when I'm ready to retire. And so that's really all I want to say about that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. If you think I'm doing a pretty decent job and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing wrong or things that I can do better. And we'll just try to keep this silver train rolling. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Keep stacking. Peace.